Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of Takeshi's Castle. I got Moyo again.
Hi. Hello. I know I'm
And,
the favorite, so that's why you're all here. Thanks very much for tuning in.
True.
Great that you all came.
And I got the vampire Surfix.
Hello.
Yeah, nice. Good talk. Thanks, Surfix. Great job. Good job again. Third time's the charm. We'll do it till next week, yeah? We'll get it down. Yeah?
I won't be tired next week.
Yeah. And the lovely special guest today is the puppet, the man who is the face of Clarity League, but not really the owner. It's Madsen.
We all know the real owners mostly.
Yeah.
A round of applause.
Here to content farm.
Alright, well, audio clap.
Yikes.
I was a bit late, but I got there.
Okay.
Madsen, this is where you clap.
Oh my lord.
I've got
There
a
you go.
question.
Thanks.
I've got
Why
a
does
question
Madsen
for
have
you,
to do it?
Madsen.
Thank you, Madsen.
I don't. I'm the guest here. Why do I have to do work?
Yeah.
Madsen, why did your previous podcast style thing die?
Oh damn! You're already starting with the
Oh.
fucking heavy-headed.
fuck
That's
you.
a
Why did it
bit
die?
rude.
Jeez.
Because it was bad.
Damn.
I mean, that's a
I
good
mean, I
reason.
didn't say it, he did.
That's a good reason.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay. Well, to elaborate, I think I've always kind of wanted to do some like audio-visual stream-based whatever, right? Content, but I think I'm just very, very bad at it. I think like the things that make my usual content work don't transfer at all. Especially like in terms of my workflow, because when I sit down to like write a power rankings or like any sort of content that I do, right? What I do is like I just sit down and I like draw it out, I plan it out, I work at it like at my own pace, and like when I do that, I can just be like, okay, if I feel like it, I can sit down and like just pump this out in like one sitting, and I can just sit there and write for 3 hours. Or if I don't feel like it, I can just like spend 5 minutes and continue tomorrow. Whereas if you're like streaming or like recording a podcast or something, you can't really do that, right? Because like there's other people involved, and I don't think my workflow for content really works super well. I think that's like the main thing that's put me off of trying to do more like streams and other kinds of content, really. But like there were other issues with the initial RD12 podcast idea. I think a big part of it was I just also have like I'm not super entertaining on stream. I don't think I planned it like well enough, or I planned it too much even.
Sorry, I'm awake. Yeah.
I didn't even know that this was a thing.
It
this
was
a
very
week ago?
short-lived. I think I did like 2 episodes.
It's literally 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So next week, we can surpass
Break-
it, man. We can
Break
get
new
past it.
ground next week.
Yeah.
So is ID12 how you got into writing? Is because I'm curious how you actually started writing, like not content in general, but like was content the first thing you started writing?
I wouldn't say so. I mean, it's the first thing that I've like consistently written. But I've definitely tried to write stuff before. I just like very rarely stuck to it. And it was very random because it was just like random spurts of motivation rather than having something to like schedule it around. Because like I remember, I don't know, I was like fucking 9 years old on some like Yu-Gi-Oh forum writing very shitty fan fiction that was like a very blatant ripoff of like Tomb Raider or whatever.
That sounds like a good mix, honestly.
I mean,
If you,
to
like, mixing the
be
two.
fair, like me back then thought it was fucking lit, dude. But I've tried to like, yeah, I've tried to write stuff before. It's just like when all you have to go off of is your own motivation to do it, and you don't actually have like any reader base or any extra incentive to do it, then it's kind of iffy to like sustain that.
Yeah, I think the platform is big. I think a lot of people wouldn't do a lot of things that happens on any of these Discords if it wasn't for the platform. Like the fact that you get some clout from it is super big.
Yeah, I mean, like full disclosure, and I am sure this applies to like a lot of people who've like done a lot of content of any kind. Is like at a certain point you're gonna not really feel it anymore. You're gonna want to take a break. You're gonna want to stop. But like having that platform is like extra motivation because there's people who are actually going to interact with it. Whereas if you don't have anyone who's going to interact with it, that is like a lot of the motivation to actually sit down and do it just gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
How
this
do you
good.
write
This
so much?
I mean,
How did you do that? My fingers just hurt.
I don't know. It's fairly simple. I mean, the thing is, it's very easy to write as much as I do when I do because I'm not a great writer. So like I don't worry too much about whether the things I'm writing are well written necessarily, which like does sound a bit shitty, but I think I've realized at a certain point that I can either try very hard to do things I'm not good at in terms of writing, so like poring over things and like shortening them and like making it more concise, which is something I'm very not good at, or I can just do what I do. And like if people like it, they'll read it, and if some people don't, that's also fine.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, do you find yourself like what is this as like a hobby versus like something that you would be interested in
He gets the big coffee out of it, Mario.
in doing? I know, I mean, the coffee is legit, but because that's something I've always been super impressed with you, is that you have just a lot of like dedication and a lot of and there's always so much going on. I'm always just really impressed. I just
I
wondered how
mean,
much of that
so,
was
I mean
like
that it's. Uh, I think it's a bit overstated with me because I feel like at the end of the day, like just if you go back to like any draft really for any league, and you go to random discords and go to the general chat, and people are gonna like talk about the draft, how these teams went, like what they look like, what they think is strong, what they think isn't strong, yada yada yada. So like a lot of these thoughts are already formed, right? I think for me, like I just like a lot of other people who don't do the content have all of these thoughts already, sitting there. It's just a matter of, typing them out. I don't think that's necessarily super hard. In terms of it being like a hobby versus like a very consistent thing that you do, it's honestly for me it's just kind of a routine. The way it ends up working is like I'm gonna like waste time doing something. I'm already like gonna spend time talking about this with people and thinking about it just because it's interesting to me. So at that point, just like sitting down and writing it out doesn't take that much extra effort, considering that I enjoy writing it out.
Yeah, that's that's fair.
Does it get annoying when you get eyed by people like I think the one person I saw do it consistently is like Grimjo, where he's like he adds you and then he's like, haha, my team is actually better than you predicted.
I mean, it's a meme in and of itself, and I don't necessarily mind it, right? Because I think like a large part of the motivation to write power rankings specifically out of like all of the content is that it adds some extra stakes, it adds some motivation. I think I've spoken about like this whole experience, like my feelings on this specific topic in like one of the like wrap up posts I did as content, but to keep it short, I think in general, like I don't necessarily mind it because I think that's kind of an inherent part of the content creation process, right? And it's part of how people interact with the content and how they enjoy it. And I think in that regard, it's pretty integral to it. On the flip side, I can get annoyed by stuff because I don't know. At the end of the day, like it's fairly easy to get like emotional over shit that you put some work in.
Definitely.
So like I don't necessarily mind it. It does get a bit grating when people overdo it a bit. Because again, like you have to contrive a lot of motivation from the way the community interacts with content to keep doing it. Because, at a certain point you're gonna run out of your own personal motivation to do it, and at that point you're just feeding off of community energy.
Yeah, I mean, so I've had a mantra about your season power rankings, and I want to hear your thoughts on it. So I've always said that your numbering system, however you number it, normally gets messed up because anything can happen in a season. But what you say about the team normally comes true. Like even if so, do you find that? Do you think that's true? Do you think that's not true?
Yeah, I would say that's true because like I don't know, for like the OGs know that at the start I didn't even number them. I think I started numbering teams like in order, first to 8th or 16th or whatever in like season 18. I want to say something like that. I started like actually ranking them 1 through whatever. Before that, it was just like vague tiers, and it was a lot easier to just focus on the reviews. Even since then, I've sort of had these like little introductory bits where I go like, the numbers are sort of whatever. The real focus for me personally is on the team reviews. But obviously, like as soon as you attach numbers, people won't actually care about.
Of course, yeah. So I don't know if people want to hear you discuss clarity and stuff and kind of like how it came about and everything.
Nah, they'd want to hear him bitch for like 20 minutes, guaranteed. But we're just not going to do it. I think
they'd want the dirt.
Yeah, they do want the dirt. That's why they come here. It's like fresh spawn in Minecraft. They want the dirt at the start.
I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like you'd get a lot of drama mongering out of me because I have a very well developed, very political, tangent to go on.
Yeah, well, that isn't the show for this. So.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess minor leak, but I was thinking of doing like just a very random stream, just like me playing some random shit, and then just having like a clarity related Q&A like through the chat while I do that. I was thinking like to do one of those like alone, and then also do one with the other admins and potentially some more staff. So I guess
that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I have a question for that already. So my question is, why is the best moderator in Clarity Surfix?
It's a great moderator.
It's a great question.
Holy shit, you're a moderator. I thought you were. Never mind.
No one really knows.
Great mod. Very committed. Definitely reads all of my pings. Definitely knows how the bots work.
Oh man. Oh no. Imagine like you wake up, right? You're looking forward to the day and you get pinged like 7 times by Madsen in 3 different channels.
Oh dude. You don't even know the fucking half of it, man.
Nah.
So like past the official Clarity League server, there was also a staff server. I mean, there still is a staff server that we used, pre-launch. And I think the announcements, or well, like any channel basically, I think most staff could expect 1 to 2 daily pings for about 2 months, about roughly. So yeah, I think it's very tame. It's very tame nowadays compared to back then.
I remember back then waking up to like sometimes it'd be like 5 pings, and I'd be like, "Holy shit, what I missed."
I mean, to be fair, if it ever went over like 2 or 3 pings, it'd be because I'm like pinging one role and then pinging someone within the role for something specific.
Yeah, and then I remember when it was like 2 pings, there'd be extra information that you wouldn't ping for. It's like, oh, blessed, he's not multi-pinging us.
I mean, I try to keep it down. I think I'm a lot more cautious with the use of the pings in like the Clarity League server compared to the staff server, because I don't care about the fucking staff. They can get pinged.
Yeah.
I've got a question about Clarity, just a simple one. Are you proud of it? Are you happy? Are you happy with it? Is this what you wanted? Like,
yeah,
because I was just wondering.
Yeah, I mean, without overcomplicating, obviously it's still early days.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the things that we sort of sat down and talked about and set out to achieve and do, I think we're on good track to accomplish.
Cool.
But like, still, it's hard to tell because a lot of the things that we've sort of worked on and talked about and tried to prepare are only going to really come into play in like a season and a half's time, especially like when we go public and whatnot. Until then, like obviously we're just going through it, testing stuff out, testing the logistical side of things. But in terms of like adhering to the vision and like making stuff happen in that regard, I think I'm pretty happy. Obviously, there's like been some hiccups, but gotta take those in stride. Just do what you can.
No, that's great. No, I'm really chuffed to hear that. That's sick. And now I've got maybe just like looking back, like what's been some good moments for Madsen? When did Madsen burst on the scene? what's been some good moments since? Give me some moments for you. When did you come on the scene? When were you in RD2L? When did you start getting in and around the boys?
Peak Madsen moment was when he hit a morsel.
No, that was peak. That was peak.
That
I
was
remember
peak.
seeing
Like
that.
everybody
Yeah,
in
yeah.
chat, that was peak. Actually.
I was there.
I was there as well.
Yeah, I was
the
there.
fucking watch party.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. That was some great lore development, getting carried in my Immortal game by the same guy who lost my Immortal game like 2 months prior.
Redemption arc, bro.
Redemption arc for sure.
The storylines.
Yeah, he
to
just has his
answer-
hand out.
To answer your question, Mo, I think kind of the truth of it is that I don't really remember like the very start. Because before RD12, I did like a couple of different leagues. I did like Echo League, where I was an admin for a while. I started Requiem with a couple of people, which was like related to the old Learn Dota 2 league, which is completely unrelated to what's ever happening now with a league of the same name, I think. Stuff like that. This is the part that I don't remember, but I somehow ended up on the Discord for The Ladder, which was like an RD12 in-house league, which I think predates people in this call.
Yeah,
that was around like
I-
season 11, 12ish, and after that I played
I wasn't there.
I wasn't
season
born.
12. Yeah, I
wasn't
played season
born then.
12. Yeah, I
Played
mean,
season
yeah.
12. Oh, okay.
Zoomers. Yeah, that was my first season. And season 12 was, pretty big because that spawned our team name was Sardar's Crispy Custard Cakes, or S.
Oh, was that that?
C.
Was that
Yes.
Year? Oh, nice.
Yes, that was 2017.
And then it
And
grew
from-
into that. Wow.
Yeah, and from
Yeah.
there I've just been floating around. I like in terms of interacting with the community or whatever. I don't know. I wasn't like super active. I think my peak from like season 12 to season 14 was probably like a month in, because season 12 was also the season that Svekt lost to a Saturday team for the second time.
Such.
So I have an entire album of memes from that day. I think that was the
Nice.
first notable thing I'd done from
Did
there.
you make the memes yourself?
Yes.
But
But I made an entire folder, but they were all blown out of the water by one meme, which is like I think still the best RD12, the best meme to come out of RD12, which is a video made by a redacted player. If you know the Hitler bunker scene,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Where you
with
just put the subtitles in, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's Svekt paging about
Oh.
Sunday.
That's pretty good.
It's very good. I wish I had the link like readily available, but unfortunately I do not.
No more questions.
Alright.
Oh, sorry.
Surfix. This is I just realized this is actually
You're
a
about to ask a
question.
question.
I was about to ask a question, but I just want to know when the last time you slept was.
Sleeping right now.
Thinking.
She's
That's
actually
awesome.
not even answered.
That's a good question.
The fucking-
Because, like, I don't actually know.
What?
I mean, surely
Yeah.
it's the nap right before this, right? Or were you
No,
Does that
because
count,
I-
though?
no, because Takeshi kept waking me up.
not?
So, yeah, no. So I mean, probably like 2 days ago, I'd assume.
Jesus, what's the longest you've gone without sleeping?
One
This.
day.
Oh, I did 56 hours once.
I mean, normally I'm very good at like going to sleep. Like normally, as soon as my head hits the pillow, I'm gone.
Hmm.
Uh,
What's the longest you've slept actually?
probably like a full
nah.
day.
What?
Yeah, I've like skipped a day in the calendar once.
Oh,
Yeah.
you guys are goblins. How did you do that? Like, my body just aches
Probably like
after a
full
while.
day.
I think I've done that twice actually.
I mean, it's kind of relaxing to do because you just wake up, you feel so rested, but then you realize you've actually missed out an entire day.
Yeah.
Well, how long do you sleep for?
Well, see, I've always slept for like a short amount of time, so I'm like a 6 hours kind of guy.
Oh, that sounds like hell.
Cringe,
I could
cringe,
not live that life.
cringe.
Well, my problem is that I hate being confined to things. So the idea that I'm tired from school and that's forcing me to go to bed, I hate it. So I will literally like through gritted teeth stay awake for a little bit longer so I can do what I want rather than having to go to sleep.
Well,
I
lose
know.
Dota games.
I love being confined to my bed.
or just like sit and watch YouTube
Yeah.
stupidly. But yeah, so I'm like 6-7 hours is my normal.
I can
I
feel
think
that though, because
my
that was
normal, my normal is like 8. I think it's perfect.
I'm
Mwah.
not consistent.
Perfection. Surfix, healthy Surfix, waking up after 8 hours, feeling
Yeah,
refreshed.
I fucking need it, bro.
Yeah, go ahead, remembering the dark goblin days of fucking 1 day sleeps. Like, no.
I mean,
mean-
I haven't done that in a while. That was like 5 or 6 years ago.
To be fair, I make it sound like it's like a continuous 24 hours. It's more like 12 hours, and you like shuffle about. You wake up and like
Yeah,
go
it's like
back to sleep 25 minutes later.
Yeah. It's like you wake up, you go back to sleep, you go do some stuff, then you sleep again.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, just drink coffee then.
What? No, because you want to go back to sleep.
Why do you want to go back to sleep after 12 hours?
Because sleep is
Sleep more.
fucking good.
Sleeping
Oh my
great, dude.
god. Right.
Like,
Yeah. I tell you
like
something.
sleep
that-
is the best thing on this planet, 100%.
So sleep is the best, but when I come home at like, I don't know, 5:30, 6. The thought that I have to be in bed by 10, only 4 hours of that day is my own. Are you kidding?
True,
No.
true.
Wait,
True.
I do not accept.
Wait, you're a teacher, right, Mario?
Yeah, I'm a teacher.
I might imagine teaching little fucking shits. Couldn't be me.
Whoa, Surfix. Chill
What?
out. Just
Yeah,
because you're tired doesn't mean you have to be like that, man.
Well, I
I mean, it's
probably
obviously
not
what
allowed to
Mo.
comment on individuals.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously what Moyo loves to do, which is fair enough. But I couldn't
That's
imagine
understandable.
doing it.
Moya, what kind of students would we be?
I'd be
Like,
I'd be the worst student. Like I'm so loud in class. Like Moyo would hate me.
I think
It's
the student out of you three that I'd hate the most would be Surfix.
Yeah.
Damn.
No,
go
I
mad.
mean it's like my what's it called? The person that leads my course, like teaches a lot of my course, right? And my course is very small. It's about 15 of us on there. And there's a couple of people that like to talk, but everyone else is pretty quiet. So it's literally just me talking to the teacher. And I think she kind of likes it, right? Because without me, the class would be dead. It'd be so dead. Like I'm a very, what is it, extroverted? Yeah, I'm a very extroverted person. So,
That's a big word, actually. Holy shit. Surfix said a big word.
What does
Oh,
extroverted
thank
mean
you.
to you, Surfix? Because I feel like people have different definitions of this word.
He talks to the teachers.
no, it's not just the teachers, Madsen. It's fucking anyone. I'll stop you in the fucking hallway to talk to you.
Yeah. He's
Um,
definitely extroverted. There's no way Surfix isn't.
I mean, it's like I don't know. I mean, I describe it as just being very talkative and like I think if you're extroverted, right, you're not very anxious about social interactions and stuff like that, and that's just me.
See, I've got a slightly different definition. Sorry, we're getting really off topic here, but I'll just quickly. So my
Is there a
definition is
topic?
where you get your energy from.
Yeah.
So for me, I would say I'm introverted because I need time on my own to get my energy. But I love chatting to people and I love social interactions. But I get super tired from it and need to like retreat a little
Okay.
bit.
100%.
Once that's done.
I'm like the opposite, right? Like it's like I lay in my bed and I'll just feel so depressed because I have nobody to talk to.
Yeah, that's extrovert. That's for
That's
me,
his drug.
Super extrovert.
Right there.
It's like I live off social interaction. Like the amount of times I'll just walk into my roommate's room and start talking to him, and I know he doesn't like it. Like he'll be looking at me like, "Can you fucking leave? I just want to play some games," and I'll be like, "Bro, I just want to talk."
I think like the best qualifier for like whether you're introverted or not is like the situation where you like make a new friend or you like arrange, go somewhere with friends and you're like halfway through it, you're like, oh Lord, this is tiring me out. I need to go be alone for like
Yes.
a couple hours. I think that's like the hallmark.
Yeah, totally. No,
You get that.
Yeah.
I'd agree. I think pretty much the same for everyone, right? Like everyone's to some degree is a bit introverted and everyone to some degree is a bit extroverted.
Oh yeah, it's a spectrum. It's not a
It's not a one size fits
Yeah,
all
that's the
kind
one.
of thing.
Yeah, it's not black and white.
What kind of kid would Madsen be, though?
Wait,
Madsen
kind of
would-
kid?
Yeah.
Madsen
Oh,
would
yeah.
be the kid that would finish all of the work and then
Yeah,
be like,
yeah,
"What
yeah.
now, sucker?" And I'd be like, "I don't have anything prepared for you. You've finished everything. Please just go
No,
sit
I don't
down."
feel like that. I don't feel like that would be Madsen.
It wasn't.
I
Okay,
feel
good. Oh, whew.
I feel like the kind of kid that Madsen would be is like you'd set him homework, right? And then he'd only do it like when the motivation hits him. So sometimes he'd do the homework and then other times he wouldn't do the homework. But it's not because he's being malicious, it's just because he doesn't have the motivation to actually do it.
Yeah.
No,
What kind of student were
that's
you?
not how. I think my main thing in high school, especially, was like setting up the big old trade deals with the teachers. Because I remember in
True.
my English class, so I had the situation where like, because obviously the way schools and education work in general is obviously the teacher has to like they have to teach to the lowest like level of understanding, right? So when you're like, I don't know, doing some like IT class or whatever, they have to like teach people how to open files and like save a Word document, right? And if you're way past that, then you're just like shit out of luck and you just got to sit there and go through it. That was kind of the experience I had with like English class. So for a while I'd have this issue where my English teacher like thoroughly disliked me because I'd just like be chatting shit with people around me. And then eventually I was like, okay, fuck it, I don't want to bother anymore. So I would just like go to sleep during the class. and she minded
Oh.
that initially. But then at some point she was like, whatever. Like this
Yeah.
this works. He does this shit,
Oh.
finishes it up. If I need him for anything, like she can wake me up. If like the principal's coming, she can have someone nudge me awake. Otherwise,
Yeah,
so-
I was the exact same in history because I didn't like history because it was forced upon us.
Mm.
Like, because it was you either choose history or geography, and I chose geography because it's what I liked. And then like later on, something changed in the curriculum. So if you did geography, you had got given history. So for the first 2 years of history, I literally would go to class, put a book down, and then just rest my head on the book and go to sleep. I did not give a fuck.
Mm.
And then I remember this teacher pulled me aside and was like, "You can't keep doing this." And I was like, "Why can't I?" I was like, literally, like, "Why can't I?" And then he was just like, "Because it makes me look bad." And I was like, "Oh, okay. So you don't actually care that I sleep. You just care that it makes you look bad." I was
Here,
like,
that is actually a dirty secret of teaching. Teachers are frauds.
yeah.
Absolute frauds. It's all about the show. Can you look like enough of a teacher that no one's going to bother you? Can you do it? But what I'd say what I say to my kids is on Fridays, I say, look, here's our work. If we get it done, we go and we party. We watch a movie, or like last Friday we watched Cars because they all finished early because they worked hard on
Well,
Friday.
are you allowed to tell us that? What like age group you teach, or is that a thing? You're not
Yeah.
allowed
So I
to?
teach primary 2, which is like they're like 6, turning
Oh,
7.
okay. I feel like that's the best kind of teacher, right? Because if you teach the secondary school kids, you get all the people that think they're chads and better than you.
Oh well, I mean, it doesn't stop when they're 6 actually.
Well, really?
Did you see the chads just
Yeah.
starting to grow?
They've just got zero empathy as well.
Oh
You
no,
know,
that's
the world
psycho
revolves around
kids.
them.
Oh.
Well, I mean, you develop empathy at like age like it's like 7 or 8 or something like that. So like kids I teach right now are currently figuring out what empathy is.
I don't know. I'm hearing this. I'm thinking through like the grades and thinking like, what would be the best sort of age range to teach, and
I feel like the
everything
best.
feels fucking shitty because
Yeah.
like little kids are just like little annoying shitters, and when you get to like high school or whatever, they're going through fucking puberty and they're insufferable. It's like
I feel like the best age range to teach is actually. I don't know what it is where you live, but where me, Mario, and Takeshi live is probably like year 10, year 11, probably.
Yeah, probably year 11 more than year 10.
so. What
Because
did that be? That's
I think if you're year 11, you're about like 16, I think.
Yeah, around that. 17?
Yeah,
No,
it's
16, 16.
it's
Yeah.
like 16 because you're already starting to come into your own and
yeah. I mean, they're
you
already
understand, yeah.
they're already like human beings, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I still feel like there's too much angst at that point to deal
Mm.
with, right? I
Yeah,
think
true.
I feel like if I had to like choose one, I would do like just fucking university students or some shit. Because I feel like
Yeah.
at that point they're like whatever, like actual human beings, adults, whatever.
I don't know about that.
So no, they're not.
I don't know about that. Yeah, you know, I go to university, Madsen. Case in point, right there.
I tell you something that I'd give a toe for is to have a class that could read. Tell you something.
Is that a saying?
Well,
Like,
I
give
was
a
just thinking about a
toe?
body part that I wouldn't mind giving up.
So how
Oh,
come,
yeah,
This
yeah.
particular moment.
how come you how did you decide like what year you wanted to teach, or is that not something you
so
like?
I'm qualified to teach from, well, like I'll just go from age range since we're from different places. From ages 4 to 11. So
That's
like
pretty big.
Nursery all the way through to
Yeah, that's
high
like-
school.
It's very different.
Yeah, it is. So teachers tend to stick, kind of like in an age range. I kind of want to try them all out. I was in the year above. I was in like grade 2 last year. I'm in grade 1 this year.
Okay, so you just don't want to teach like
Oh no, I do.
11 or plus.
I really want to teach the older kids, but I just haven't had the class for it yet.
Oh, okay, so it's like different qualifications for teaching different age
Nope.
groups.
Nope. Just
No?
just the way the class is lined up.
Okay.
Hmm.
So,
Oh,
so you can teach them if.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
I just got because I just moved to a new school this year, and they
What,
were like, "Hey, you're getting grade 1." I was like, "Cool."
What class do you teach?
So in Scotland you teach everything. So
Yeah.
Oh, okay, really?
today we do phonics in the mornings, then we do reading, maths, and then after lunch we do a bit of topic.
I
how-
guess. I
that's how it
guess.
works.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like the older you get, the more specific you have to be, right, with the
Yeah.
topic that you teach.
I think the way I assume it just works that way still here is like up to
Where did you grow up, Madsen? Sorry,
I mean I've been in Bosnia my whole life, so
yeah.
but I think the first 3 grades or so they do like same teacher does everything, and then after that I think you like branch out. I feel like you get a couple ones that are taught by different people, like English or whatever, and then from there you just like have everything completely separate.
That sounds way better.
Do you like
mean-
living in Bosnia?
That's a loaded question. I think the most honest, straight up answer would be probably no, because there's a lot wrong with this country. But obviously it's all I really know.
That's
so-
next to Croatia, right? Your country.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's right next.
I mean, because it's just an area of the world that I've never been, and it like people really don't know how much the whole landscape has changed, right? And even I feel like I don't know much. I just feel like that whole area of the world is just completely crazy
I mean, to
in
an
terms
extent,
of like recent history.
yeah. I think one thing is I feel like a lot of our understanding of different countries, like especially around Europe, that we gain from sort of the older generations and our parents and stuff, are very influenced by like recent history. So obviously the Balkans don't fare super well in that regard in people's minds. It's like fairly calm, obviously nowadays.
Yeah.
But it's still like it's very recent. So like 30 years is essentially nothing in terms of like history. But one thing I will say in terms of all of these countries, really, like Croatia and Bosnia and like Serbia and Montenegro and yada yada, I don't think it's like a great situation to really live in for like a multitude of reasons that we don't really have time to get into. But I think for someone looking to go somewhere like as a vacation place, these are like top tier. Maybe not some places in Croatia, because people have like caught on to Croatia being like a super secret great place to go. So like a couple of places are super expensive now. But if you're like a bit pickier and you have some knowledge about where to go, what to do, then Croatia, Bosnia, Serbia, Albania especially, I think are all very good to go to, because like the living standard is so much lower that you essentially get to live like a king for like a week or whatever.
So, would you move if you could, or do you just want to stay there?
I would move, yes. But like obviously, so my situation is that I have two brothers, both of whom live in Germany, and I live here with the folks, with the parents. So at this point, I don't know if I would necessarily like move out instantly if given the opportunity, mostly because I don't want to have the situation where both me and my brothers are very far away from my folks, which was kind of a factor in me also staying, because there was like a consideration for me to also go to Germany at some point, but fell apart.
Does Bosnia make good coffee?
I mean, the traditional coffee, the Bosnian coffee, which is like very similar to Turkish coffee, if you've ever had it.
No, what is it?
I mean, it's just very, very strong, very strong coffee, and that is good. But I think most of the coffee that people drink in general in Bosnia or in the Balkans in general is just like your average shitty espresso.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you find I've always wondered this, because I've seen you talk about it sometimes. So do you go to the same coffee shop, or do you try and find new coffee shops like every time you write?
Oh, I have like a list. I have like
What?
I have, dude. I mean, there are a lot of coffee shops because coffee culture in general is very big here. There's this idea of just like hanging out with a friend at a coffee place and just like sipping on the same ass coffee for like 4 hours, just talking about nothing. Which is, I think, very integral to the culture. And in that regard, I also have, and so therefore there are a lot of coffee places, and I also have like a bunch that I like. But it's mostly like depending on, okay, do I feel like walking a bit more? Is it a nice day? Yada yada. Which is the deciding factor.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess doing podcasts in a coffee shop would be kind of weird. But then, like, you have so many that if they think you're a weirdo, you could just never go there again, right? And you just tick that one off.
Or he goes to them so often that they're like, oh, it's this
it's the
guy
crazy
again.
guy. It's the fucking psycho. He's gonna talk about his Dota.
I don't do podcasts, but I do like spend a lot of time writing at coffee places, which I guess is fairly normal nowadays.
Pretty normal, yeah.
But it's like to the extent that there are a couple of coffee places that like they instantly know how I take my coffee, so zero interaction required.
So how do you take your coffee? It's just the normal way of the
yeah, just a normal, just a normal espresso.
Okay.
No sugar, no milk, because
no milk.
A bit of sugar, actually.
No milk, Madsen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man.
Oh my
I don't know about that.
God.
I mean, I don't handle milk the greatest.
Doesn't matter. Who cares? Go fight it.
I know. I'm the exact opposite of you. Loads of milk, no sugar, because sugar is bad.
Very rare occasion, I'll go for the good old cappuccino and then regret it for the next 2 days.
I've got a question for you, Madsen. Sorry, we're coming to end. I think. Why Dota? All the games, because there's such big online communities in so many places. You would be a star in the Fortnite world.
Would he though?
Why?
Would he though?
Yeah, man.
I cannot imagine that being true.
Well, what I'm saying is, Madsen, you
like
could go to
Madsen's
any
started
game and
shooters.
you would be top tier. You'd instantly get into a place of.
He's not even top tier in Dota.
No, not in terms of play. In terms of like a personality. In terms of like a personality. You know what I mean? Like, if you would join them Discord and then.
I mean, I could imagine him being Ninja.
Yeah.
Like,
but why,
I mean, I have dyed my hair.
Yeah.
To answer the question, I mean, I don't actually know. I think it's just sort of how it ended up. I think one big part of it is how competitive Dota is and how much there is to like learn about it. I was like big on basketball when I was younger, and then I fucked up my ankle.
Oh yeah,
so I needed a replacement for that, competitive drive, I guess, in some ways. And I think Dota filled that niche very well.
You know what, Madsen? You actually have the perfect pro backstory, like every other pro, and you just didn't make it pro.
Damn.
You fucking suck, bro.
Shit.
Like that's actually like every pro's backstory.
Yeah, I could even have the classic parents barging in at like 2 a.m. to turn off the PC bit.
Yeah. Oh, Madsen, come on, bro.
The movie's there, buddy.
You could be a TI winner by now, bro.
Picturesque landscapes of Bosnia and just like some random shit going on.
Man. You messed up, Madsen.
Yeah. And it shows the coffee shop that he always went to, not to play Dota, but they won't say that. It's just a random
they won't say that, bro.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, I fucked up. Oh my
Oh,
Lord.
yeah,
you
Now,
fucked
and
up,
now I'm
bro.
22, dude.
Oh, it's over, bro.
It's
It's
so
over.
all these Peruvian 15-year-olds. Oh
Could
shit.
have literally been you.
Oh, maybe I can switch to 5 though, because all of the like 5
True.
Uh,
Fiveston is very strong.
Oh, but that would also make me want to stab myself.
I mean, you won a season on Fiveston, right? There must be something
True.
there.
I mean, that's just because I'm the greatest, dude.
I mean, you could like just
Bro.
you going pro in Bosnia. You could have like boosted the GDP of the country by like 100 easily. Like you missed out such a huge opportunity there. Unironically,
That's true. I mean, I was top 10 in Bosnia. I'm probably still 10th, even even at Divine 4 or 5 or whatever. I
Oh,
actually
wait,
have
you lost the mortal?
a long time ago.
Oh,
But
you're a fucking boomer, bro. What the
yeah,
fuck?
dude, I have a screen cap from like 2018 somewhere of the top 10 like MMRs, top 10 like leaderboards players from Bosnia, and Lizard is first, Bronhi is like 4th, and I'm 10th.
Bronhi, what a god.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah,
In hindsight, I could have made for a great career.
That's a
well,
name I haven't heard in a wee while. Lizard.
I mean, doesn't that guy do the streams? Or the, what's it called? The Dota analyst thing on the panels?
Yeah, he's on panels a lot.
Yeah, Lizard is a chat, actually.
Oh, that lizard. Oh, I thought you were talking about
Ah,
Great Lizard for some reason.
Oh,
No, Lizard,
what?
Lizard is a chat.
Well, yeah, that's why I was like, man, I haven't heard that name in a while.
you know what we should do
Well,
next time? We should get Lizard on the podcast.
Yeah, easy.
Episode 3, get Lizard on.
yeah, make it happen.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it's gonna happen, but I'm gonna let everyone else think it's gonna happen.
he's my elite contacts, dude.
Yeah,
Takeshi, I don't think you have those kind of contacts. All you do is
shut
spam
up. I
TikToks
do.
every day.
And we'll look forward to it in the next episode.
Bro, you just spam TikToks every day. I've seen your Discord. It's a shit
Shut up.
show.
He's trying to end it, Surfix. Be quiet. Damn.
Who cares, bro?